One of the most lavish drinks known to mankind is whiskey. Whether it is centuries old or recently prepared, it's always tasty. Its unusual flavor generally includes overtones of citrus, cereal, vanilla, and malted barley. However, do not anticipate that to be cheap. It won't. So which are the most expensive whiskey brands? And why are they so expensive? Let's get it on. Number 10. George Washington's Straight Rye Whiskey, $100,000. George Washington's Straight Rye Premium Whiskey is one of a few whiskeys made from Washington's original recipe at Mount Vernon's reconstructed distillery. When Washington was alive, whiskey wasn't aged, but this spirit was kept in charred oak barrels for 4 years. In Washington's distillery ledgers from 1798 and 1799, rye made up 60% of the whiskey, corn made up 35%, and malted barley made up 5%. To date, this aged spirit is Mount Vernon's best whiskey. It smells like fruit and has a hint of oak from the barrels. It tastes like apples, apricots, and baking spices. The historic trades team at Mount Vernon worked for hours to make this spirit using methods from the 18th century. All grain had to be crushed in the newly constructed water-powered grist mill in Washington and fermented in wooden mash tubs. Number 9. Dalmore 64 Trinitas, $164,000. The Dalmore Trinitas are an unattainable trifecta of luxury. It's a 64-year-old single malt that is both exceptional and uncommon. It contains alcohol from 1868, 1878, 1926, and 1939. It may be the apex of our magnificent distillery's history because it was expertly crafted and given a lot of love throughout a lengthy and profound sleep. It has a wonderful blend of grapefruit, sandalwood, white musk, and Indonesian patchouli, and comes after strong notes of raisin, rich Colombian coffee, crushed walnuts, and orange. To bring out every nuanced flavor, the spirit must be fostered and loved for a long time in the mouth. The tongue is coated in sweet sultanas, figs, and a caramelized topping of Seville oranges, apples, mangoes, and dates. Then came a surge of lingering flavors, including roasted coffee, marzipan, triaco toffee, soft licorice, and vino dulce muscatel. This spectacular fanfare ends flawlessly with a gentle caress of truffles, walnuts, and muscovado sugar in your mouth. Number 8. The MACALLAN Red Collection, $197,989. In 2020, Sotheby's in London held an auction of the MACALLAN Red Collection. It had the 78-year-old whiskey, the oldest ever made by the MACALLAN. The rare set of 6 whiskeys sold at auction includes one 74 years old. Even though there aren't many of the MACALLAN Red Collection available to buy, if you want to buy it, you'll have to pay around $100,000. This series is different from the rest because it has rare whiskeys and exclusive labels designed and signed by Spanish artist Avi Anares. People say that there are only 2 sets left, and well, a private Asian collector bought the set that was put up for auction at a whopping price tag of $197,989. The money from the sale went to City Harvest London so that people in need could get almost 2.5 million meals. Number 7. The MACALLAN LALIQUE Legacy Collection, $993,000. The French glassmaker and jeweler LALIQUE created a collection of 6 exquisite crystal decanters for the MACALLAN LALIQUE Legacy Collection. They are called the 6 Pillars Odyssey and hold some of the MACALLAN's rarest single malts from 50 to 65 years old. The MACALLAN and LALIQUE worked together for a decade to make each of the 6 limited edition decanters, which are now very popular and hard to find. A specially crafted natural ebony cabinet holds the bottles together with 6 miniatures and 6 sets of LALIQUE MACALLAN glasses. It went up for auction at Sotheby's in Hong Kong in April 2017, selling for $993,000. Number 6. The MACALLAN Peter Blake 1926, $1.04 million. The sherry was used to season the barrel that held the MACALLAN Peter Blake 1926. It was bottled in 1926 and matured for 60 years until 1986 at the Speyside Distillery. 24 of the 40 bottles had labels designed by famous artists such as Valerio Adami and Michael Dillon. In the past year, 2 bottles with labels designed by these artists sold for more than $1 million. 2 empty bottles were auctioned off and 1 bottle was commissioned to be painted. The other 14 were going to be sold as part of MACALLAN's program for releasing vintage whiskeys. The first 12 bottles came out in 1993, and pop artist Sir Peter Blake designed the label. The Hong Kong-based Bonham's Auction House sold one of the 12 The MACALLAN Peter Blake 1926 60-year-old whiskeys for about $1.04 million. Number 5. HANYU ICHIRO'S Full Card Series, $1.53 million. Although they received a sizable sum of $1.53 million for 54 bottles, they were sold as a set because of their true value. The HANYU ICHIRO'S Full Card Series has 54 bottles, each representing a playing card in a deck. It is the only Japanese whiskey produced in a Scotch-style malt on this list. Due to the HANYU distillery's closure, this collection is even more uncommon. Isuji Akudo founded the distillery in 1941, but his grandson could only save 400 barrels of the whiskey from that particular distillery. He tasted and chose 54 different whiskeys for each playing card. This whiskey collection, released between 2005 and 2014, was sold at a Bonham's Fine and Rare Wine and Whiskey auction in Hong Kong in 2020 for $1.53 million. The set was on display at Club Ching, a Japanese and Scotch whiskey bar in Hong Kong, until being sold at auction. Number 4. The MACALLAN Michael Dillon 1926, $1.53 million. This 60-year-old whiskey was sold at a Christie's auction in November 2018 for $1.53 million. With its stunning examples of Speyside single malts that have matured in casks, the MACALLAN is regarded by connoisseurs as one of the most highly collectible whiskey. In particular, their highly coveted and rare single cask, limited edition bottlings, and fine and rare collection are highly sought after and extremely rare. The MACALLAN 60-year-old 1926, the ultimate goal for the MACALLAN whiskey aficionados, raises the bar for this rarity. For this unique bottling, two renowned artists, Peter Blake, who created the album cover for the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and Valerio ADAMI were commissioned to create labels. A total of 12 uniquely numbered bottles from each artist were made available. It is less commonly known that Irish artist Michael Dillon, noted for his historical decorations, hand-painted one bottle of this extremely rare elixir. Moreover, Fortnum & Mason in London received a commission to create the bottle painting and then made it available for purchase. The bottle, which artfully depicts the MACALLAN's Easter Elchies house in the Scottish Highlands, is presented in a plush The MACALLAN 60-year-old hardwood presentation case, along with a The MACALLAN Certificate of Authenticity. Number 3. The MACALLAN Valerio ADAMI 1926, $1.9 million. This whiskey decanter is kept in a special cabinet, and there are only 12 of its sort in the entire globe. It was created by pop artist Valerio ADAMI. It was distilled in 1926, bottled in 1986, and sold through an auction in 2019 when a well-known whiskey collector from Colorado named Richard Gooding passed away, and his collection was put up for auction. It was worth $1.9 million when a bottle sold at Sotheby's in 2019. Number 2. The Emerald Isle Collection, $2 million. The Emerald Isle Collection is the oldest triple-distilled Irish whiskey in the world and fuses Fabergé's unique heritage with rich Irish tradition and mythology. Beautifully presented in a dark walnut experience box, each set features a unique Fabergé Celtic egg and bespoke altruist watch, along with 2 bottles of extremely rare 30-year-old triple-distilled Irish whiskey. Each experience box has been inspired by the shape of an emerald and features an illustration of one of the wonders of Ireland and its coordinates, with a frontal egg-shaped aperture and a frame of colored gemstones. Inside each box is a handcrafted whiskey bottle which holds the liquid gold. Each of the bottles has been inspired by key Fabergé design elements, set with the responsibly sourced emeralds from Gemfield's Kagem mine in Zambia on the neck and lowermost part of the bottle. Of course, the whiskey in its unique glass decanter is in the center beneath LED lighting. 2 whiskey glasses bearing the golden logo of the Craft Irish Whiskey Company flank it on either side. Beautiful 18-karat yellow gold Celtic Fabergé egg is displayed in a cutout on the left door, while a Fabergé timepiece is displayed on the right. A gold-plated pipette, obsidian whiskey stones, a carafe filled with spring water from the area where the whiskey was first produced, and a hip flask containing a sample of the amber liquor are all included. The Emerald Isle Collection also has a gold-plated cigar cutter and 2 Cohiba Siglo 6 Grand Reserva cigars. Number 1. ISABELLA'S Islay, $6.2 million. The company that created the most opulent non-alcoholic beverage in the world, Rua, is a luxury beverage company in the United Kingdom, has now released ISABELLA'S Islay, the world's most opulent whiskey. They assert that it is currently the costliest beverage available. There are 2 editions of ISABELLA'S Islay whiskey. The Isabella Original, which sells for $6.2 million, is adorned with about 300 rubies, 2 bars of white white gold, over 8,500 diamonds, and a superb English crystal decanter filled with very old single malt cask strength Islay whiskey. Each Isabella Islay is created to the buyer's preferences. The Isabella Islay Special Edition is another option. It has a suggested retail price of $740,000 and features the best British craftsmanship in crystal, white gold, and diamond inscription. Refills of the whiskey found in both editions are also offered. The most reputable jewelers in London used gold and diamonds to adorn this product, which was created to elevate the whiskey and beverage industry for the first time. As a final touch, the diamond-encrusted wording is added to bring this stunning piece to its marvelous conclusion. Aren't they impressive? Who wouldn't wish to have a taste of any of these amazing whiskey brands? Anyway, which among them do you rank the best, and which one do you think is overpriced? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more of our luxurious content, and why not click on another video showing now. This is The Luxurious. Talk to you in the next video.